Welcome traders to our post-week market review. So jumping straight into things here from where the market opened up, which is this candlestick right here. As you can see, the market opened up in a bearish fashion, with price originally finding support at around the level of 3,630, a level of support that was found after the most recent all-time high last week. So from there, we saw bearish momentum. We saw some price, some sort of divergence in price, and we saw price push up, and we saw some consolidation. As you can see, if I go ahead and draw our path, you can see that we saw some diversions. However, then we saw a nice bit of bullish momentum enter within the markets throughout the New York session, driving price up and breaking through that previous all-time high and also that topside resistance of around 3,655. Price then created itself a new higher high, and then as volume slowed down, as we crept closer and closer to the Asian session, price sort of consolidated sideways. Throughout the Asian session, then we picked up some volume as we came closer and closer to our London session, with price then creating a new all-time high at 3,703. From there, price decided to start moving in a bearish fashion, with lower lows and lower highs being created. However, we did see some news. As you know, it was FOMC on Wednesday, and we knew that was going to be a major bit of news. However, as it is a news event that has caused this big wick, this all happened within sort of 5, 10, maybe 15 minutes. So we're not going to count that as the most recent all-time high, as it is not normal price action. We're going to count the level of 3,703 as the most recent level. So with that being said, then, as you can see, since that news took place, we saw price push all the way back down, and then we starting to consolidate, and then some major volume within the markets, pushing price down to this level here at 3,642, which, as you can see, and if you remember, it was the middle pivotal point when we saw price consolidating last week. This week, however, we saw, as you can see so far, we have seen an enormous amount of bullish momentum, with price creating a new all-time high at 3,703. So on the Friday, then, as we crept closer to that London session, we saw price consolidating and sort of moving sideways on the lower timeframes between these two levels. As we entered into the New York session, price then became bullish, and as you can see, where market closed, we're sort of on a bullish, a nice and significant bullish push. So in conclusion, for this week for gold, you can obviously see that this is where the market opened up. The overall conclusion of last week is we have now created a new all-time high for gold, which is 3,703. Since then, price has been bearish. As of Friday, we have seen some sort of, I think it was CPI data. So we had some CPI news that entered within the markets that has helped the price of gold rise. However, obviously, as you can see as well, it's just overall buyers entering the markets and just sort of completely tapping out the seller side of the market as of right now. So where we are right now is a nice and interesting point. So there's going to be a level that I'd like to mark in, and it's going to be this level right here. The reason why I marked this level in is, as you can see, we found a resistance at this level a couple of times, and we also saw price test as a support. And as you can see, price is closing in on this level. So it will be interesting to see next week on Monday market open what actually takes place when price enters in and around this level at 3,688. There's a couple of things we could potentially see. So obviously we have been on this bullish push. We could see price reject from this level and then continue back down to around 3,655. Or if we see price break this level, we're then going to be looking for these sort of minor levels here. These minor levels around 3,695, and then obviously the most recent all-time high, which is just lower than the 3,700 mark. So there's a lot of potential for gold to create a new all-time high this week, but the main point that we're going to be looking at is this level of 3,687. Obviously the market could open up in a bearish fashion. We could see price push down to here and then we see a break, or we could potentially see price come to this level as a resistance and then drop all the way down potentially to around the 630 mark, so continuing on with that bottom side support consolidation that we saw after the recent all-time high was created. But with the current price action that we are seeing, it does look like we are going to see sort of a new all-time high created. I'll give you sort of a visual reference for what I'm talking about. If I do this for you, you can see that price is sort of, after this all-time high, price is sort of moving down, and we're getting this sort of like curved pattern. We could potentially see, if price continues in this sort of fashion, we could be seeing a higher time frame push. And as you can see, it does definitely look like that. If I sort of drag this down to here now, you can see that we have sort of found a significant level of support at around that middle pivotal point, and then that bottom side support of the previous week's consolidation, indicating to us that we are going to see a newer all-time high created. And obviously this is how the last day finished for gold on the Friday. So we are almost at the closing price and open price of these two candlesticks, which obviously went on to hit a new all-time high for gold. So with that being said, that's going to be our post-week market review. Again, in conclusion, the market has created a new all-time high, and since then price has been bearish, with Friday showing us more bullish momentum, with now our expectations for price action to continue this way and seeing a new all-time high created next week. So as always, I hope you have all enjoyed. Don't forget to hit that like, comment and subscribe button, and I will catch you in our midweek technical analysis video. Peace.